When I first started to study this material, I was earning $4,000 a year, and I owed $6,000. I had no formal education, I had no business experience, and I was working at the best job I had ever had in my life. I was a firefighter with the East York Fire Department. That's a suburb of Toronto. And I probably thought I was going to stay there for the rest of my life until I was introduced to this material. And my life began to change. And in a relatively short period of time, my income went from $4,000 a year to $175,000 a year. And then it went over $1 million a year. I was on a call last night with a man named Alex Mendozian. He's a marketing genius, this man. And he was telling the audience in the conference call that we were on how he was earning $68,000 a year. And he left his job in the eastern part of the United States and moved to the San Francisco area where his family lived. He and his wife had a couple of little children, and they wanted the children to be around the grandparents. And he had listened to a recording that I made that said you can actually turn your annual income to a monthly income. And he said he began to think, how can I turn my annual income to a monthly? He didn't think he couldn't. He began to think of how he could. And he said, I actually did it. I earned $68,000 in a month. And he said I did it 2 or 3 times. And then it was just a matter of doing it 12 times a year. And he shared with the audience that he's actually done that in an hour. And he's done it 16 different times. See, there's no end to what you and I can do. I want to recommend that you begin thinking of turning your annual income into a monthly income. I was working with a business associate of mine, Wolfgang Sonnenberg. We were in Hamburg, Germany. His company offered $1 million bonus for anyone that could reach a certain sales level. He immediately went there and did it. And in a meeting, I asked him, Wolfgang, when did you decide that you were going to earn that $1 million bonus? He said, the minute they announced it. He said, I figured if they're going to give it away, I would take it. Now, there were tens of thousands of other people operating in that same organization. But nobody else made that decision. Why did he make that decision? Because he wanted it. And he had an idea. He had an awareness that if he wanted it and saw himself with it and got emotionally involved in it, that he would attract everything that was required for the manifestation of the picture. What do you want? What do you really want?